Here's what I found when it comes to trying to be friends with people who have less money than you. It takes an extra step of trust.
Can you believe I met this guy and he looks like he took public transportation?
My name is Jay Ma, and I'm the richest international student in Canada.
My name is kinda Chalice, and my bank account has 2 digits. Now, chances are you met some of these elusive specimen at your school, known as international students. Now, what sets them apart from regular students is their intelligence and higher moral integrity. And of course 3 BMWs. Now, from my experience, a lot of these international students are Asian, and I had the pleasure of being friends with some of them throughout my undergrad. And so, if you're an international student watching this, please give me some money. Now, being Canadian, I can speak from my experience versus some of my international friends' perspective on tuition. Now, the most separating factor is, of course, money. Now, much like around the world, you're considered international if you don't come from that country. So what better way to welcome those students who don't speak a lick of your language, shivering coming off the flight, than to raise their tuition by 3,000%. Now, if you think I'm exaggerating, let me break down my own yearly undergrad costs versus someone who's international. Now, apart from first year dorming, I chose not to rent an apartment near my university because my house was close enough. And so this eliminates housing costs, which leaves transportation, food, and tuition. Now, tuition's about $600 per class, and so if you multiply 10 for the entire year or 2 semesters, you get around $6,000. Now, transportation is roughly $15 per day for gas and parking, which at 20 days per month over 8 months comes to around $2,400. Now, food is basically free because my mom chefs up dog food every single night, and so in total it comes to around under $10,000 per year as a domestic student. Now, let's switch gears and look at international students' costs. Now, while I do not know the number of exact classes an individual might take, Google says that for my institution it comes to roughly $40,000 to $70,000 per year. So let's say $50,000 to be moderate. Now, because most international students are not living with their parents, student housing from my area costs around a range from $1,000 to $1,500 per month. And so over 12 months, because they're living in Canada year-round, it comes to around $12,000.
What number comes between 2 and 4, Beetlejuice?
25.
Now, additional costs of food, partying, drinks, and personal items will add roughly around another $10,000 to their living expenses. And so in total, a conservative estimate would be around $72,000 per year to get a 2.5 GPA in business. Now, imagine your home country, right, and you have no girls, and now you suddenly get ejected halfway across the world to a place where you don't even speak the language. Now, contrary to what you might think, international students don't often go outside of people similar to them, so they stick with people of the same language, appearance, and wealth, due to the obvious reason that it
takes an extra step of trust, right?
Now, I had the pleasure of actually dating some of these international girls, who at first thought I was international myself, but upon realizing I was not in the same tax bracket, proceeded to dropkick me like an NFL punter. Now, I'll break down dating from both their perspective as well as my own. Now, a lot of international students actually don't use iMessage at all, which is a bit awkward at first because when I asked, hey, can I get your number? She sent me my IP address.
Oh no!
Now, when you get to the actual date part, they're just like everyone else, minus a few language barriers. You see, how exactly do you impress a girl? Well, if it's not for your looks, getting her to laugh is a great way to seal the deal. Except trying to make reference jokes when the only reference she understands is the Vietnam War. Hey, so have you seen that new Sinners movie? Haley Steinfeld looks like she was gonna suck the soul out of me. And from her perspective, it sounds like, oh, that's what some sinners. Some sinners. Yes, yes, I agree. Yes, I agree. You agree?
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I can't even tell you.
Now here's a question, what's a worse feeling for international kids than seeing their Spotify premium trial ending? Your visa expired. Now, an international visa is usually a stamp or sticker granted within one's passport, and they're given for a variety of reasons, including work, studying, or just traveling. Now, for our case, let's focus on study visas for international students. Now, while the finer details are a bit messy, essentially it's a document that allows students to pursue their academic goals. And while you may be thinking, why would you fly halfway across the world just to study in a place unfamiliar with a completely different set of languages and culture? Well, the thing is that in many of their home countries, there are less opportunity than even graduating with a comp sci degree when their future is dictated by one single exam. Take China's Gaokao for example. Their national college entrance exam is so brutal that students faint from the pressure more than girls in the vicinity of Justin Bieber. Now, one way to secure a long-term stay in a country is a PR, and while Larry Wheels might go into cardiac arrest after hearing that statement, a permanent resident is a foreign national who has been granted the legal right to live in a country. Now, of course, the final step is to obtain citizenship, and while it may vary by country, in Canada you must be a permanent resident for at least 5 years. Either that, or just take the shortcut and be born here. Now, finally, the international student is now a national student, getting all the benefits of getting half your income taxed and stuck in the 401 for half a decade. Hello guys, I am back, and we're preparing to make some truly quality videos, so stay tuned. Let's get it!